on the unconscious complexes of a nation triggering a catastrophe. For about a century now, science has been examining under the microscope something that is more invisible than the atom, the human psyche, and what it discovered at first was very far from enjoyable. The psychologist today is in the same position as the physicist who has discovered the elements of a future atomic bomb capable of turning the Earth into a nova. He sees it merely as an interesting scientific problem without realizing that the end of the world has come tangibly closer. In the case of psychology, things are not quite as bad as that, but all the same, it has discovered where those demons, which in earlier ages dominated nature and man's destiny, are actually domiciled. And they are powerful as ever. We know today that in the unconscious of every individual, there are instinctive propensities or psychic systems charged with considerable tension. When they are helped in one way or another to break through into consciousness, and the latter has no opportunity to intercept them in higher forms, they sweep everything before them like a torrent and turn men into creatures for whom the word beast is still too good a name. They can then only be called devils. To evoke such phenomena in the masses, all that is needed is a few possessed persons, or only one. Possession, though old-fashioned, has by no means become obsolete. Only the name has changed. Formerly, they spoke of evil spirits. Now we call them neuroses or unconscious complexes. Here, as everywhere, the name makes no difference. The fact remains that a small unconscious cause is enough to wreck a man's fate, to shatter a family, and to continue working down the generations like a curse. If this unconscious disposition should happen to be one which is common to the great majority of the nation, then a single one of these complex-ridden individuals, who at the same time sets himself up as a megaphone, is enough to precipitate a catastrophe. The good people, in their innocence and unconsciousness, do not know what is happening to them. The psychiatrist knows that certain dangerous unconscious forces can be rendered harmless, or at least held in check, if they are made conscious. That is, if the patient can assimilate them and integrate them with his personality. Insofar as psychiatrists are concerned with the psychic treatment of such complexes, they have to do every day with demons, i.e., with psychic factors that display demonic features when they appear as a mass phenomenon. To be sure, a bloodless operation of this kind is successful only when a single individual is involved, but when it is a whole nation, the artillery speaks the final word. If this is to be avoided, one must begin with the individual. If the whole is to change, the individual must change himself. Goodness is an individual gift and an individual acquisition. In the form of mass suggestion, it is mere intoxication, which has never been counted a virtue. Goodness is acquired only by the individual as his own achievement. No masses can do it for him, but evil needs masses for its genesis and continued existence. The mastermen of the SS were all, when segregated each by himself, indescribably small and ugly. But the good man shines like a jewel that was lost in the Sahara. The scientist knows that no epidemic can be sealed off by a cordon sanitaire unless the individual is prevented from breaking it. Nor can one hope for the cleanliness of a people unless the individual is induced to wash himself daily. Perhaps in a more enlightened era, a candidate for governmental office will have to have it certified by a psychiatric commission that he is not a bearer of psychic infection.